Verify This. Building trust in a world of data breaches and digital threats, one episode at a time.
Welcome back to the deep dive. If you're in tech, you know the drill with cybersecurity. We've got all these amazing tools, right?
We certainly do. Cutting edge stuff.
Yet somehow, the headlines about major breaches just keep piling up. It's frustrating, to say the least.
It really is. We keep fortifying the digital gates, but attackers, well, they're often finding a simpler way in.
I guess.
It's us, it's people. Human error, it consistently turns out to be the weakest link in the chain.
It's kind of wild how phishing has changed, though. I remember those old emails, totally obvious fake.
Oh yeah, laughable sometimes.
But now, you get these AI-generated emails that are perfect, flawless grammar, contextually relevant.
Exactly. And it's not just emails. We're talking clone voices now, spoofed phone numbers that look legitimate. Telling fake from real is getting seriously tough.
Seriously tough.
And it's deeper than just tricking the tech. These attacks are hitting psychological buttons.
Oh.
They create urgency, like action required NW, or they mimic familiar people or processes. They tap into fear, too. It's exploiting our natural human instincts, not really a system flaw.
So it's not about being smart or technically savvy, necessarily?
Not entirely, no. Even highly trained professionals, people who know better, can get caught out. We've all seen it happen.
Because in that split second.
Exactly. In the moment, under pressure, maybe you're distracted, you click that link.
Or you land on a fake login page that looks identical and you just type in your credentials. Habit, almost.
Or approve an unexpected login request because it seems urgent, like you're holding something up if you don't act fast.
Yeah.
These seem like tiny mistakes.
But with huge consequences.
Massive.
So, okay, we do all this awareness training. We tell people don't click, check the source. But if even trained pros fall for it, what's the answer? Is training enough?
Well, training is important. Don't get me wrong. It raises the baseline.
Right.
But it has limitations. It can't fully eliminate that in-the-moment human error.
Yeah.
So the conversation needs to shift, I think. Less about trying to perfect human behavior, which is, let's face it, really difficult.
Maybe impossible.
Maybe. And more about reducing our reliance on that human element for critical security steps, especially authentication.
Okay, I see where you're going. So taking the human decision point out of the loop where possible, how do we do that for authentication?
This is where things like voice biometric authentication come in. Think about V2 Verify, for example.
Voice biometrics, okay.
Yeah. Instead of relying on something, like a password or something you have, like a token, it relies on something you are, your voice.
Your literal voice becomes the key.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
But it's incredibly sophisticated. It's not just listening to what you say, like a passphrase. It analyzes the unique characteristics of how you say it. Your vocal tract physiology, your pitch, tone, cadence. Dozens of unique markers.
So it's analyzing the underlying sound patterns, the vocal fingerprint almost.
That's a good way to put it. A vocal fingerprint. And that's extremely difficult, maybe near impossible, for an attacker to replicate accurately, even with AI voice cloning.
Even with deepfakes and things like that.
Those technologies are scary good at mimicking what is said and the general sound, but replicating those underlying physiological and behavioral patterns in real time for authentication, that's a whole different challenge for an attacker. V2 Verify's tech is designed to detect that difference.
Okay, so it bypasses the need for the human to spot the fake. The system checks the voice itself.
Exactly. It takes that vulnerable human judgment call out of the authentication process. Plus, frankly, it's often easier for the actual user.
Easier than remembering complex passwords or fumbling with authenticator apps.
For many use cases, yes. Just speak a short phrase naturally. It removes a lot of that friction we hate while adding, really robust security layer.
That sounds significantly more secure, especially given where threats are heading.
Absolutely. And looking ahead, which we should touch on next time, the danger from AI and impersonation deepfake video, synthetic voice fraud, it's only going to increase dramatically.
It's a bit terrifying, actually. It really drives home the point, doesn't it? We need security that doesn't rely solely on someone not making a mistake.
We do. So for everyone listening, especially you folks in tech, wrestling with this daily, here's the thought. We know humans are vulnerable. We are. But your security infrastructure, it doesn't have to be quite so reliant on that vulnerability.
It's about architecting security to minimize the impact of human fallibility.
Precisely. Think about where you can reduce the human action required step, particularly for verifying identity. That might be the most critical shift you can make right now. So hopefully this deep dive has given everyone listening a little bit more insight into this whole world of digital trust, and maybe even inspired you to take some steps to boost your own online security. Because ultimately, it's about asking yourself, how much do you trust the digital world? And what are you doing to protect yourself within it?
That's a great question to leave everyone with.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive, everybody. We'll see you next time.